Gamers, I just got hacked. Yes, this video is a little later than I wanted it to be because I just spent all day stressing out trying to get back my YouTube channel because it got hacked by some like crypto scam or whatever. Now, because this happened, and honestly, I was really stressed out because I couldn't even like reach out to my audience in any way since I only have this channel. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start a second channel. I wanted to do this anyway because I might want to post some like non-Yu-Gi-Oh related stuff, but also just in case this happens again or something like this happens again, I'd like to be able to reach you guys. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Make sure to go subscribe to the second channel, Jimmy_MDC. And again, I might post some more like variety stuff on there, stuff that doesn't really fit the Master Duel Central channel, but other than that, it's also just going to be kind of a backup in case that shit were to happen again, because man, I was freaking out. It was a rough day. Today we're going to talk about the new Labrynth stuff. I made a video a couple of days ago talking about what the deck might look like, and it's very similar to that, but we don't have Chaos Angel, so it's actually quite a bit different. And also I want to show the applications of the deck in the current format, so I'm going to show you some replays and live gameplay as we love to do. But before I show you the deck, they dropped a 5 GB update in this game right after they dropped a big update. So let me just check this out right now. Duel, yeah, so they added a visual effect for Red Eyes Black Dragon when he attacks for game, similar to Dark Magician and Blue Eyes. It's only right, I suppose. Visual effect will be displayed in the column where the effect of Imperm is being applied. So, I mean, I guess this update is literally for me when I'm streaming and I'm reading chat and I forget where Imperm was activated because I'm interacting with the chat. In real life, you could put like a little, you know, you could put a coin there, you could put a token or something to like remember. In this game, you can't do that. So, you know, I'm cool with the line. I'm happy. Look, it happens to be too often that I activate my spells in the column of Imperm, so I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, if I actually do that on stream, it's going to be even funnier. Oh, like the total damage that you can do will be displayed as one thing. That's kind of cool. I mean, I kind of feel smart on stream when I'm like quickly counting up, like, oh, let me just count up all this attack. Okay, guys, we have game. So I don't know if I don't know how happy I am with this quality of life improvement, but you know what? I mean, it's nice, you know. Master Duel is kind of becoming like Yu-Gi-Oh with training wheels, and I'm okay with that. I think that's fair. Adjustment of screen display during duels. I mean, that's not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, overall, thanks for the Imperm update, I suppose, and shout out Red Eyes. Anyway, let's get into that deck list. Sorry. All right, so here we have it, my mommy deck. Now, I did make a couple of changes in this deck, and they're maybe questionable, but I don't know. It just felt kind of necessary for the format we're in. So one of the big changes from the video I made a couple days ago, kind of predicting what the deck might look like, is I'm running 3 evenly matched. I wasn't running it in that video. I was mostly trying to show how the deck functions, but within the context of this format right now, with trap tricks everywhere, Labrynth everywhere, obviously, as well as the fact that evenly matched is really, really strong against both Despia and Tearlaments, it's kind of a no-brainer, I think, to run 3 right now. It's just a really solid card. It's also good against Flowanderies, which you also still see quite a bit around. So yeah, overall, I really like this card. You got to be careful with this card because with Labrynth, you know, you can go like Coup Clock and Stovey to activate a trap on your opponent's turn. But, you know, if you set a trap while you have that trap set, you can't use your evenly. And when your turn starts, if you set a trap with your Stovey, while that trap is on the field, you won't be able to go to battle phase and use evenly. So got to be careful with that stuff. So I added a Nightmare Griffin and a Linkuriboh. Now, the odds of this stuff coming up is extremely low. So like, I'm not even suggesting this stuff is optimal. Honestly, you could replace this for anything you want. I also added a Dweller, which wasn't in my list. I think Dweller is kind of a no-brainer right now. But yeah, for the Nightmare Griffin Linkuriboh, you can put, again, like anything you want for this. Any like generic XCs or links, like generic rank 8s, generic rank 4s, or link monsters that you like, you can replace these. I just really wasn't sure what to put in there. This shit almost never comes up. You're almost always banishing these cards with your Pot of Extravagance anyway. But yeah, anyway, guys, let's get into some replays as well as some gameplay. Okay, going first. That's good. That's good. We like to go first, especially in this format. I feel like going first is a lot stronger than it's been for the last 2 or 3 formats. With all these trap decks going around, it's really scary going second. It's a lot of just having to draw the out. So, oh my god, this is so broken. Okay. Yeah, so let's go Chandelier. This is actually stupid. Chandelier, discard Mudora. This is already crazy. Wow. Okay. And we're probably going to set Big Welcome in this case so that we can hand loop for 1. So yeah, let's set Big Welcome. This is really silly, especially with the Eradicator Epidemic Virus in the hand. Like, that's goofy. Ariana time. We are going to grab ourselves the Coup Clock. so that we can activate the trap we just set. So now we go Coup Clock so that we can activate a trap to turn its Swiss set. And we go Big Welcome. Big Welcome. We can summon out from our deck. We could go for Lovely to pop a card in hand, or we can go for Lady Labrynth. And then next turn, we can try to go Compulse before, and it seems a bit greedy. I think I'm just going to go for the less greedy play here. Maybe they're baiting me and they're wearing Labrynth sleeves and they're not even playing Labrynth. We're going to find out here. Bounce the Ariana, then we can trigger our lovely Labrynth, and we can add back the Chandelier to our hand here. So add back Cassandra. I was smelling a Bestial, but doesn't seem like it. So here it is. All right, lovely. What are you popping? Oh, okay. They're actually playing Labrynth. Actually kind of good to know. So we can go lovely Labrynth to set our Big Welcome from the grave yet again. All right. This is good. This is very good. I'm happy with this. Plus, we'll get to summon the Coup Clock on our opponent's turn as soon as their turn starts, because we're going to go Chandelier. And since we discarded a monster, Coup Clock is going to summon itself from the grave. Then when we use Big Welcome, we can summon the lady, bounce the Coup Clock. Oh, man, this is going to go crazy. This is actually just going to be absurd. Turn this on. You got to turn that chaining on when you're playing this deck, especially in the draw phase. You can do so much before the main phase. It's crazy. So here we're actually going to start with Chandelier effect, discarding the Ariana. Yep, start with this. We're not going to chain any of this stuff yet. We're going to do this first. It doesn't really matter what we set here. I'm going to set the Welcome Labrynth, I guess, just to have it. Then we get our Coup Clock effect in the grave. We can either add it to hand or summon it. In this case, I want to summon it because we'll get to add it to hand anyway. Because here we go. We summon it. Now, on resolution of the summon, now we go Big Welcome. We're going to get to summon our lady from the deck. So summon out the lady. Lady Labrynth. Come out. Amazing. And then we can bounce the Coup Clock to our hand. Because a monster left the field by trap effect, we can go lovely again. And we can trigger the Chandelier. This is pretty crazy. Okay, and then we were about to go Epidemic Virus, declare traps. That was... yeah, dude. Furniture Labrynth is so much better than Floodgate Labrynth. Get those floodgates out of here. Get those out of here. All right, we can definitely do another game. That was pretty quick, but it did kind of show like the perfect situation for a setup going first, right? But yeah, let's do another one. All right, so this time we're going to be going second, it seems, and that's all right with me. Going oh, wait, whoa. Bro is making me go first. Bro won the coin flip is making me go first. Okay. Pot? Weird. I mean, we'll take it. This is not the format to be letting people go first. Hey, who knows? I might sound dumb for saying that. We'll see. We can go Ariana. Okay, so let's see here. This is a pretty scuffed one. Having Lovely in hand pretty much always sucks. What I think we do is we grab one of these. Yeah, I think we grab Stovey so that we can summon Stovey and bounce it. Yeah, I think that's the play. That way we can get our Lovely into the grave and set the Big Welcome from the deck. So we can go Stovey here. Discard the Lovely. Perfect. And we can set the Big Welcome. So we have our Big Welcome. We'll have our Welcome Labrynth. And this way we should be able to set up a decent something on our opponent's turn. So let's turn Chaining on and pass. I mean, plus we have Maxian Ash, which is kind of nice. But yeah, this is a little weird, a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of curious what they would make me, what would they be playing to be making me go first. So okay, let me just think about this here. I think the first play is to summon Lady with Welcome. Then we go Big Welcome to summon the Lovely from the grave, and we'll get a pop. We'll also get the trigger. Yeah, for sure. So let's go Welcome here. Welcome Labrynth. Summon out the lady. Then we're actually gonna, I think we're gonna bounce the lady here, because then we'll get to trigger both the Ariana and the Lovely, and we'll get to summon out the Lady Labrynth. If they don't respond here, yeah. So basically the way this works, if they don't activate a card in response to a trap when you have this card on the field, you get to chain this card. So because they didn't activate a response, we'll get to chain Lady Labrynth to set a card from our deck here. Oh, and you know what? When we get a draw from Ariana, I think we'll get to special summon the other Ariana from our hand. Now we have no idea what our opponent is playing. They're making us go first. It's gotta be Numeron, right? I feel like Dimensional Barrier has to be the play here. This is scary. Okay, I'm gonna go Dimensional Barrier. Gonna go Dimensional Barrier, then Big Welcome. We're gonna summon our Lovely from the grave here. Summon the Lovely from the graveyard. Then we can bounce our Lady Labrynth with the effect of Big Welcome. That's going to trigger our Lovely. It's going to trigger our Ariana to draw and special summon a Fiend from hand, which is going to be really important here. And we also get to trigger our Stovey to special summon it from the grave for the free body, you know? Okay, so far so good. We also get to summon back our Lady Labrynth if we want to. Right now, I don't really see a reason to do that, so I'm actually going to hold on to it just in case that they have some silly stuff, you know? Don't want to be careless. All right, so let's set that Stovey, Ariana draw, and special summon the Ariana. Also, drawing it to Chandelier here was crazy, but yeah, we might as well summon it in defense, actually, now I think about it. That is a huge booty on Ariana right there. Okay, Overload Fusion. Okay, so now we know that it's a fusion deck. We can declare fusions. That's really good. Also, what the fuck plays Overload Fusion? Wait, we didn't get a summon effect for, do we only get one Ariana effect return? Oh, we only get one Ariana effect return. I didn't even know that. Okay. Oh, you know, you live and you learn. See, because I thought we were going to search a coup clock. That makes it a bit weird. That is not ideal here. All right. It is what it is, right? I guess I might as well summon this in that case. We're going to need to wall up. Going to need to wall up here. What the hell are they playing? What kind of deck is this that plays Overload Fusion of all things? All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I did enough thinking. I mean, if we're lucky, this Max Seal draws into one of our coup clocks and we'll be doing pretty good. They can't possibly be on Cyber Dragon, dude. There's no way. Super Poly. It is Cyber Dragons. God damn. Okay, so we're gonna lose these two here. Most likely. Lose the two big ones. Damn, and we can't even Max C in response. I guess I should have activated Max C as soon as I could. Wait. Why did they grab the Arianas? I'm just going to do this right now in case they want to play more. Okay, before the end of the main phase, battle phase. What are you doing in battle phase here? Beating over Stovey? Crashing to destroy everything, but this is not going to be destroyed. Because Lady can't be destroyed while you control a set card. What are you doing in Master Rank, bro? What are you doing in Master Rank? Oh, God. Okay, so if we drew anything off that Maxi, we would have gotten into Coup Clock. That would have been insane. But, yeah, this is pretty crazy. So we're going to go Coup Clock. Yeah, we don't need... We'll get to activate Lady anyway. And there's no rush here. Let's go Labrynth, Chandelier. We can lose the Ash, honestly. I'm cool with losing the Ash. We're going to declare spells on the Epidemic Virus, and we're going to get to also stop them from fusion summoning, so seems kind of impossible to play for them. Here, we're going to set a Big Welcome, because our Coup Clock is going to summon itself from the grave. Coup Clock triggers in the grave, because we discarded our Chandelier. Get to special out the Coup Clock. Yes. Special it out. Then we can go Big Welcome. If they don't respond to Big Welcome, we can chain our Lady Labrynth here. So chain Lady, and let's set from our deck the Eradication Epidemic Virus. Yes. Eradicator, my bad. Yo. This is not a great showcase because this guy's deck is so trash. Like, what are you doing playing Cyber Dragons in Master Rank? I mean, shout out to you. No disrespect. It's based, but like, come on, man. Now we're about to plus like crazy. We're gonna go like +5. So welcome Labrynth in the grave. Stovey in the grave is gonna summon itself. Chandelier is gonna add itself to hand. Yeah. At this point, this is pretty much unlosable. I think we could even like maybe push for game here. Torby, what do we have in grave? Got Ariana. Yeah, I think we're able to push for game. Pretty sure. Oh my god, brother. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. We can go for Lovely here. Set the Big Welcome. We can normal summon the Chandelier. Definitely won't need its effect to search anymore. We can just go for Muckraker. Won't need the Coup Clock either. At this point, we just go for damage. That's 1,000, 2, 3, 6, 69, plus this. Yeah, we win. Perfect. Discard this. Well, I mean, we might as well, for disrespect, we're going to activate Ariana's Search here. And we'll grab the Labrynth, just to have the full package on the field, you know? Just get that full package on there. Big old package. All right, perfect. Change this to attack. Go to battle. And here it goes. Here it goes. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, was this even a good showcase? I mean, I didn't even play against a good deck. Well, I played against Labrynth, but I went first, so that was just free. All right, guys, so we're in solo mode here. I just wanted to show you what you can do when you have Kuklok and Stovey in hand going second. So either Stovey or Chandelier does the job for this, but I showed this in my other Labrynth video. I wanted to show it in this one in case you're watching this one instead, since this is actually in the game. Basically, these two cards make it so you can kind of do like Tier Limit and play on your opponent's turn. So the combo is Chainlink 1 Kuklok, Chainlink 2 Stovey Torby. Yeah, here we're going to just go for it. I mean, I don't really care what my opponent is doing. They're playing digital bugs. I only fight digital bugs in solo mode, right? So you go Chainlink 1 Kuklok, Chainlink 2 Stovey. And in this case, since we have the Lovely in hand, we have to discard the Lovely because we need it either in grave or in deck so that we can summon it with the Big Welcome. Normally, I would have discarded Mudora here, but we're going to discard the Lovely Labrynth with the Stovey. And then Stovey is going to set from our deck a copy of Big Welcome Labrynth. So we can set the Big Welcome here. And because we discarded a card at the end of this chain resolving, we're going to get to summon out our Kuklok from the grave. So here we go. Kuklok, as you guys have seen, since we discarded something, special summon the Kuklok. Just make sure to always activate Kuklok first. And there we go. Our opponent sets a couple of cards. Doesn't really matter. The point is, then what you can do, you can go Big Welcome Labrynth. This is all on turn 1, not even your turn. This is turn 0 for you, basically. We can summon out the Lovely from the grave here. Summon out the Lovely. We're going to get to bounce our Kuklok. Bounce the Kuklok to the hand with the Big Welcome. And since a monster left the field by a trap effect, we can activate Lovely. And we can also activate Stovey in the grave. So we can chain block our Lovely here. Special summon out the Stovey. You know, just a free body on the field. It's nice to have. And we can destroy a card either in our opponent's hand or on the field. We're going to go for the field in this case. I'll just go for a back row. But, you know, I just wanted to showcase that combo. I'm not going to do the full game here. You guys can already know, like, you can kind of tell that it's kind of impossible for this insect player to beat this. But, yeah, I just kind of wanted to show that combo, that turn 0 combo, because it's very, very useful for this deck. And it's definitely the main reason that you're going to want to run Maxi and Labrynth is because going second, if you can draw into Kuklok plus Stovey, at least you get, like, a pretty solid interruption. And also, you get a bit of setup for your engine in turn 0, basically. All right, so finally, for those of you who wanted the card by card, here it is. I'm really happy with this deck. I think it's very, very solid. Definitely a deck that can carry you to Master 1. Unfortunately, in this format, it's very coin flip dependent, I feel, just because there's so many trap decks going around. A lot of the times, you know, you're going to be going second, your opponent's going to have a lot of setup, and you're not going to have the outs. And that's just what it is, you know. This is just going to be the case for the format in general. That's how it is when there's a lot of trap decks going around. So, you know, you just kind of got to live with it. But here we go. We have 2 copies of Kuklok, 3 copies of Maxi, 3 copies of Stovey, 2 copies of Ash. I know, questionable. It's because I really wanted to run 3 evenly just because there's so many trap decks going around right now. When I start to see less trap decks running around, I might move the Ash back up to 3 and move the evenly down to 2, or maybe eventually even remove it, put in Pot of Prosperity and stuff like that. But for now, running 2 Ash, 3 copies of Chandelier, 3 copies of Ariana. We've got 1 of each Shuffler, very, very good to have, and good discards for your Stovey as well as your Chandelier. Of course, the Lovely and the 2 copies of Lady, 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. You got to make sure to have 1 that's Royal Rare, 1 copy of Labrynth, 2 copies of Compulse. This card is really cool. Just because you can use it to save your own monster sometimes, and that's actually really, really solid. There's definitely moments where your opponent's going to try to negate your card, and just bouncing it with Compulse so you can dodge an Imperm is going to be like a really smart move. And other situations where they're going to try to get rid of it by targeting and stuff like that, and you can just bounce it out of the way to save your own card. So being able to save your own ass while also being able to deal with your opponent's cards, this card is really good against Despia too, which is because you can get those fusion monsters back to the extra deck so that they don't get their graveyard triggers or their banish triggers. So really good to deal with like Mirror Jade or even Masquerade if you don't want that card to come back, stuff like that, you know. 1 copy of Epidemic Virus. This card is super dumb, super broken, especially because like in a lot of scenarios, you can actually pop off the effect of Lovely Labrynth turn 1, and then you kind of know what your opponent's playing, and you kind of get to choose, like, do I want to set up Epidemic Virus? Do I want to set up Different Dimension Ground? Or do I want to set up Dimensional Barrier? These 3 cards here exist to basically win any matchup. The one card I'm not running in here that could be really good is there's another virus card, the one that just destroys Sprite. Yes, Deck Devastation Virus. This card obliterates Sprite. I haven't been seeing a lot of Sprite, but if you're seeing a ton of Sprite, you might want to put this in here. For now, this card here is meant to obliterate Tears. This card here is meant to obliterate Trap decks and Spell decks. Dimensional Barrier is kind of a do-it-all card. This also obliterates Tears. It's really good against Sprite. It's not as good against Sprite as Deck Devastation Virus, but you know, you can declare XCs, and that's really solid. You stop them from going gigantic. It limits their plays tremendously. 3 copies of Evenly Matched, 2 copies of Imperm. Imperm is cool. Imperm is very searchable, so it's kind of like your go-to searchable negate. If you need a monster negate, you know, you can search it, you can bring it back. So I think 2 copies is really fair for this card in the deck. Be careful when you have Imperm in hand to not use your Stovey too early turn 1. You might want to hold on to that Imperm and that Stovey. Use your Imperm first when you want to interrupt your opponent, and then go Stovey. It can be really tempting to want to go Ku Klux Stovey really early, but like once you set up that Lovely on the field, you won't be able to use your Imperm, and you might leave yourself stuck, right? 3 copies of Welcome, 3 copies of Big Welcome. These cards are amazing. Welcome summons any Labrynth monster from your deck, but you're locked into Fiends for the rest of the turn, whereas Big Welcome summons any Labrynth from the deck, and you're not locked, but you have to bounce a card from your monster from your field to your hand. But this is actually good because it triggers a lot of your, well, basically it triggers the Ariana effect and the Lovely effect. So a lot of the time you're actually happy that it bounces your card. Also, oftentimes you'll be using it to bounce your Ku Klux, which is then really useful on your opponent's turn. So it's a downside, but it's not really a downside to bounce your own card off of this card's effect. In the extra, I'm running a Dweller, a Baguska. Baguska is really deceptively strong. I set up a Baguska against a Despia player, and basically what I did is I set up Baguska plus a Epidemic Virus. So I was able to go Epidemic Virus, declare spells, stop them from having any spells in their hand, and then they couldn't use their Cartesia because of the Baguska, so they were kind of stuck, and next turn I was able to pretty much swiftly deal with them. We have 1 copy of Dingirsu. If you have the Zombie Stein is another good option here. You don't need to go for Dingirsu. I didn't have the Zombie Stein, so I went for Ding, but honestly, I think Zombie Stein is probably a bit better just because you don't have a lot, like you don't have any other like negate monster in your extra deck that's like readily accessible, and obviously the Zeus, just, you know, just in case. 1 copy of Linkuriboh, 1 copy of Cerberus, kind of questionable, honestly. 1 copy of Phoenix, 1 copy of IP Masquerena, Dark, the Dark Charmer, very solid actually in this deck, just because of the format we're in. 3 copies of Muckraker. This card, oh my god, this card is broken. So this card has a battle protection effect where it tributes itself or a fiend monster basically to protect a monster from destruction by battle. And also, it's a monster reborn. You discard a card to monster reborn a card. And one of the craziest parts is actually the discard is for effect. Now, this is especially broken in Dark World, but I'm just saying, this card is super broken, dude. It's so broken. We also have the Unicorn, obviously, for the IP Masquerena, the Griffin, because I didn't know what to put in here. You can put anything else in this. You really don't need to play this. And the Underworld Goddess, just in case. Keep in mind, most of this extra deck ends up in the banish pile anyway, because you activate 1 to 2 Pot of Extravagance per game, usually. So, you know, it's more like just a toolbox in the extra deck. But yeah, overall, super happy with this deck. Super happy that it's finally out. All the support is here, and the deck's actually really good. Huge shout out to Ava on Twitter who helped me build this deck. You're awesome. This deck is really cool. And also huge shout out to you who's liking, commenting, subscribing, doing all that good shit. I really appreciate you guys. That's gonna be it from me now. Okay, peace.